I go live on TikTok too. What is up, everybody? Hope everyone's having a great time. Great night tonight. I'm pumped to be able to chat with everybody. It's been a wild ride. Just got back from a networking event. Tons of having tons of fun. We've got business cards coming through. You guys want to check them out? They're kind of cool. Don't know if anybody actually cares, but today we're talking about how to achieve your goals. And the most common mistake that I see when people are trying to achieve their goals, especially when they come into our programs and come into the stuff that we help people with first. So if you know anybody that's trying to actually achieve what they set out to achieve in January for the beginning of the year, if you know anybody like that, make sure to share this live with them right now so that we can grow the group and drop some likes in here. Because one of the biggest things I see people do, they set these new goals, and the first thing that they do is try a strategy. Okay, so the biggest mistake that I see is people try a strategy. Okay, so the biggest mistake that I see is all right. The biggest mistake, though, that I see is that people go strategy, story, state, as opposed to state, story, strategy. So what the hell does that mean? When you're thinking about attacking something, how many freaking times have you tried to go strategy, story, state, right? So I want to lose weight, right? So you Google the best ways to lose weight. You find the best diets, the best workout routines, all the best stuff. You have a strategy. But your story is, well, it's genetic, I can't lose weight. Or your story is, I've tried this 100 times, I just can't lose weight. That's your story, okay? Then your state becomes what? If that's your story, your state becomes crappy. You have a shitty state. Right, you become demotivated, you become underwhelmed, you become like you're not happy, right? And so what starts to happen is that you try to attack your goals, going strategy, story, state, and because your story is so terrible and your state is so terrible, you fail and you don't achieve the goal. Okay, and then what happens when you fail? Your state becomes worse, so you feel worse about it, you feel shittier about it, and you go to try another strategy, right? And you try to go strategy, story, state again. However, guess what happens? Because your state is terrible, you attack the next strategy with lower energy, which makes your story even worse. Oh, another one. I failed another time. Can't believe it. Knew it was going to happen, right? So your story becomes worse, which makes your state worse. And it becomes this crappy cycle you get stuck in. Strategy, story, state, strategy, story, state, strategy, story, state. The far more effective way to go is to reverse the order. What do I mean by that? Right? That means go state, story, strategy. State, story, strategy, and whatever goal you are, whatever you have. When we work with people, like in the Anxious Action Challenge that's coming up next week, starting on Monday, we teach people how to create a hero, someone they want to become like, to change their state. That's the number one thing you've got to be able to shift. Because if your state is confident and motivated and freaking ready to go, and your story is, I'm unstoppable, because you're coming with that much energy, like a state of enthusiasm, that shifts your story to where I'm unstoppable. I can do anything. I've got this. And at that point, any strategy works. It doesn't matter what you try. If you're unstoppable, nothing changes. Nothing can stop you. And so we teach people to create heroes. So what is a hero? A hero is someone you'd like to become, right? And so for me personally, when I was in high school, I was lanky. I couldn't put on weight. I didn't have any facial hair. I mean, I had Bieber hair, Justin Bieber hair. Like, I was not confident, couldn't talk to people, couldn't make friends, like in the way that I wanted necessarily. Didn't know how to lead, didn't know how to take action. And that was me in high school. And so my senior year, I'm about to go into college, and I go visit my uncle in Texas. My uncle's name is Aaron, and the conversation is about the when he was in the military, right? And he was in Vietnam. And so he had a conversation with us about like what that was like for him. And they called him Izzy. Okay. So they called my uncle Izzy when he was in the military, because he took action, he stepped up, he did the things that he needed to do. Right. So that was his what they named him. And that was how he behaved and the things that he did. He was their leader. And then I looked at how he treated our his brothers and sisters. He's the oldest brother and sister. And so, or he's the oldest of all his brothers and sisters, and they follow him. When he steps up and when he talks, they listen. I was like, that's freaking badass. I like that. So then I went to college and I was like, all right, I'm this like not confident, like lowest self-esteem, don't know what to do with myself type of individual. And I go to college, it's orientation day, and I'm like, hey, what's up? Everyone's like, hey, what's your name? I'm like, my name's Cody. But everybody calls me Izzy. And at that moment, boom, I shifted to become Izzy, right? And that was the first hero I created. And so what Izzy allowed me to do was shift my state, right? So what I was trying to do, my strategy to do the things I wanted in college, to have the college experience I wanted to have, was not effective without the state change. And the way I changed my state was becoming Izzy, becoming like my uncle. So I used my uncle as an example, and I was like, hey, like what would my uncle do? How can I kind of frame that mind, or that shift in my mind? And so my mind started to ask, what would Cody do? Or it would stop asking, what would Cody do? And it started to ask, what would Izzy do? And so once it started to do that, that shifted my story. And my story became like my uncle's, I step up, I can do this stuff. And when I shifted my story, guess what? My state changed. I became calm, cool, collected, confident, right? And so now my state and story are going back and forth, making each other more effective, better, and hyping me up more. And so then any strategy would work. Right. I tried to I played college basketball. I studied the brain. I joined a fraternity and became the president. I did all these cool things because I was able to shift my state and go state, story, strategy by creating hero instead of just trying strategies. Right. So that's the biggest thing as far as strategy, story, state. When people are trying to attack their goals, I ask them, who do you need to become to achieve what you're trying to achieve? Who do you need to become to achieve what you're trying to achieve? Instead of, let's write down our goals, it's like write down who you need to begin, or who you need to be and become in general. Love the blue shirt. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. Invite some other people to hop on here. Love to have just read some of these comments. You guys have any questions? I just talked a lot. I don't like to talk that much, but how do I get you as a mentor? Thank you, Cassandra. DM me if you'd like to chat. I'd be more than happy to talk. DM me on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you're at, TikTok. Please feel free to reach out. Interesting. What did you find interesting about it? And do you have any questions about it as well? I'm here to answer. I'm here to answer, Cassandra. Okay, cool. I'll reach out. It takes me some time to get to all my messages at times. So if I haven't replied back, I apologize. What are you looking for mentorship in, though? I'd be pumped to understand. And what do you think is interesting? Dino Mick did it. I freaking love that name. What do you find interesting, and what do you need mentorship in, Cassandra? Thanks for asking these questions, guys. I've got my hound here whining at me. She got to go outside, always, the animal. She's a mutt. What questions you guys got? I'm going to go back and kind of repeat a little bit of what I've said so far. My husband and I just split. I can't figure out which one of us is the narcissist. Cassandra, I will mention that most of the time, narcissists do not wonder if they're narcissists or not. So you are probably in the clear on that one. But happy to chat with you some more. Even if you want to drop some stuff in here, I'm happy to talk with you like out loud right now about any of my thoughts. Can we see the dog? This hound. Come here, guys. Show the people. There she is. Her name is Ollie. Me and my girlfriend share her. She's an animal. She only has 3 feet. Her mom chewed off one of her feet actually at birth because she thought it was her umbilical cord. So kind of sucks. But yeah, her name is Ollie, short for Olive. All right, Vanessa. Hello, everyone. What's up, Vanessa? Thanks for jumping on. I imagine going to college, being in a new environment made it helpful for you to be Izzy. Jane, you are absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct. It did help a ton. I heard the last part only, but getting clear, who do you need to be to achieve what you want? Yes, 100%. So instead of going strategy, story, state, John or Joe. I don't know how to pronounce it. I apologize. But yes, instead of going strategy, story, state, going state, story, strategy is the most effective way to achieve your goal. That's what we've been talking about. And I appreciate it. How do people who are in the same old environment embody that new hero? All right, that's a great freaking question, Jane. How do people who are in the same old environment embody that new hero? The first thing is, there a way for you to get out of the environment? Okay, so your brain is processing literally 6 trillion things per second, right? Subconsciously. Consciously, you can process about 126 bits of information. Subconsciously, you're processing upwards of 1 trillion bits of information. And so the environment that you're in, you are taking in information subconsciously at all times, right? And so trillions of bits of information at all times. And so when you are in an environment like it sounds like you may be describing, where it's hard to be yourself and hard to embody this new hero, it can be hard. So if you can shift the environment, that's huge, right? So think about the Avengers. Each of the Avengers, or the Justice League, whatever works, whatever floats your boat, the Justice League, the Avengers, they all come together and they form a new environment with one another, and then they go attack like world and universe-ending things. But each of them have their own individual movie as well. So they've got their own movies, but they come together into new environments to achieve universe-level stuff, world-level stuff, or city-level stuff they can do on their own. So think about that as far as your environment, Jane. Number 2, though, would be you can become who you're trying to become. Have digital mentors, have people that you can look up to that allows you to, no matter what environment you're in, be the hero you want to become, right? So I didn't necessarily have, it was a new environment, but it was a smaller school and different things like that. So it wasn't like it was this, the environment I was in was perfect or ideal with all these entrepreneurs and all these startups and all this kind of stuff. I had become what I wanted to become still. And so that would be a piece of advice I might give in relation to your question about environment. You can still embody that hero. It's really about sitting down and asking, who do you want to become? And then what does that person think? What's the story they tell themselves about themselves? And then being able to embody that. Well, you hear be authentic self, and now I'm hearing have a hero. I'm open-minded. I love it. So a hero helps you be more authentic. So when we work with people, we work with a concept called the self. Okay, so the self is, I've got them right here. There's 8 C's of self. Okay, this comes from IFS, Internal Family Systems Therapy, and that modality. The 8 C's of self are curious, compassionate, calm, connected, creative, courageous, clear, and confident. Right. So Izzy this hero allowed me to embody myself better. Izzy allowed me to be more confident and allowed me to get back to being myself. You are underneath the costume, right? Underneath the superhero costume is you. So the costume is just helping you be your authentic self more effectively and more heroically and more confidently. But underneath the superhero costume, guess what? It's you, right? You're wearing the, it's kind of like Taylor Swift, it's me, right? But you're the hero. So the hero shouldn't, the concept of the hero shouldn't take away from you being your authentic self. Really what you can think about is it is helping you be your authentic self more freely. Super cute. Ollie, does the person from this abuse wake up middle of the night, hard to fall back to sleep, early AM? Can you reframe your question? Tad Moore. Tad Moore, I love it. That's a good name. Does a person from this, I think some of the words are a little bit mixed up, but help me understand that. Jane, thank you. Okay, let's go over to Facebook. Hello. It was always me against him and his mom. I was supposed to be grateful for everything he did for me. After 9 years, I finally picked flight instead of fight. Cassandra, I'd love to hear that. That's great. I'm happy that you got out of that situation. I'd love to learn a little bit more. So survival mode made me feel narcissistic. Okay, so that's Cassandra. That is called reactive abuse. After enough time, after being abused for a long enough time, it becomes a survival mechanism to like almost appear abusive because you start to push back and fight. And that's reactive abuse, and can make you think that you're the abuser. And oftentimes people who are emotionally abusive, narcissistic abuse, those types of things will use years and years and years of emotional abuse against you, because when you start to stand up for yourself and you start to feel like, oh crap, like, am I the abusive one? It's reactive abuse. So look that up if you haven't already. We can talk more about it. Kanshika Sikligar. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, but thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you hopping on here. All right, do you guys have any other questions? I would love to answer some more questions if you guys have them. Otherwise, I would love to be able to kind of reiterate some of what we were hitting on, because the biggest thing we were hitting on tonight was talking about achieving our goals. And the biggest mistake I see people make in relation to achieving their goals is going strategy, story, state. So we'll hit on that in a second. Got a couple more questions that came in here. Wake up like 2 a.m. and 4, hard to sleep, mind just racing. I stood up to my dad 1 year ago, now this. Okay, so help me understand the relationship with your dad a little bit better. If it was an emotionally abusive relationship, you might be breaking a trauma bond. If you're breaking a trauma bond, Tad Moore, 87, love that. Travis Kelsey. I don't know if that's who that's representing, but if you're breaking a trauma bond, you're breaking an addiction. Literally, your brain is going through withdrawal. And so waking up in the middle of the night, insomnia, memory loss, brain fog, mood swings, all those types of things are not uncommon, and absolutely something to, you can expect those things. Healing your brain can really help you solve those problems. So that's a lot of what we talk about. If you haven't already checked out the Anxious to Action Challenge, I think you would like it. The link is in our bio. If you go over to our bio, you can check out the Anxious to Action Challenge. And we talk about how to heal your brain so that you can get to sleep. So that might be a good option for you. All right, any other questions y'all have? Dino, you're welcome anytime. I do what I can. Make sure you guys share this with your friends and family. So I can get some more people on here, get some more questions. Cassandra, it's been a week and I already got an apartment for me and my 2 kids, even though him and his mom always told me I couldn't do anything without them. Boom. Look at you proving them wrong. Congratulations. That's badass. You should be proud of yourself. That's awesome. Being able to stand up. Being able to stand up for yourself in that way, that's cool. All right, you guys have any other questions? Why do I feel relieved instead of heartbroken? Well, probably because you have been being emotionally abused. You may feel relieved up front. You may have some trauma bond potentially in the future. Have to look at that. I'm not trying to presuppose this into your life here, Cassandra, but that might come up because an abuse cycle can really get you into an addiction loop. So. All right, let me see. I got a question from Jane. Can we talk about healing fatigue? I'm doing well in my brainium, but so tired all of the time. Okay, this is a topic that's close to my heart as well, Jane. Something called burnout. What are you doing, Jane, for your physical health in relation to being tired? I know it sounds counterintuitive. You're tired, so it's like, oh, you want me to do more stuff in my body? Possibly. I'd love to understand kind of what you're doing, because when I'm looking at someone who's burnt out, oftentimes they've abandoned doing anything for their mind every day. They are not working out consistently and getting their heart rate up to a place where it's hard for them to talk. They are not eating the right things. They're not sleeping effectively. They're not socially connecting with people and chilling, and they're not playing. Yeah, you heard me. They're not playing. I'm not doing enough, but you are enough. That's a huge piece to understand. You are enough. You might not be doing enough now, but just add yet to the end of that. Yet, right? You're on your way. So those 6 areas I mentioned would be a really great place to start. A lot of the times the tiredness and brain loss, fatigue comes from an unbalanced, what we call hero's body. So your mind, sleep, nutrition, exercise, social connection, and play. Those 6 areas, if you improve and have habits and routines in those 6 areas, you can improve your mental and emotional well-being the best and the most, and improve your brain health, which will make you less tired, less fatigued, and things like that, right? So that's like the first 6 steps I would take. Sometimes fatigue, tiredness can be a dissociative type firefighter. So tomorrow, actually, Wednesday, tomorrow we'll talk about IFS. And so when you're thinking about tired and being fatigued, that could be your brain or a protector coming in trying to get you away from something you're doing. So something you're moving towards. This happens a lot in healing work, where we start to self-sabotage. We become tired when things get stressful. We're getting deeper stuff. It's like, oh crap, I got to get away from this. Sleep is a dissociative type protector where it gets you away from it and gets you out of consciousness, essentially, and out of the awareness. So that could be a piece of it. I'd have to know some more. If you haven't DM'd me or joined one of our Anxious Action Challenge, Jane, I would highly suggest that so that you and I could get some one-on-one time, so I could ask you some more questions and dig a little bit deeper in here. In the Anxious Action Challenge, you get a free one-on-one with me. So check that out if you haven't in my bio. Reiki by Light, what is up? Peace, love, and light to all. Same to you. Monica, what's up, Monica? Monica was in one of our challenges recently. Thanks for hopping on. I would love that. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Just DM me wherever you're seeing us, or check out the challenge, Anxious Action Challenge, in our bio. Monica was on it. Shout out to Monica. Okay, got another question here. Why do I feel, oh, me too, always tired? Yeah, okay, I feel you. Again, could be a dissociative protector that's trying to get you out of reality so that you have to feel the pain or the suffering, the exile, as we call it in IFS. That could be Cassandra, what's going on as far as your tiredness. Jane, maybe too. Any other questions you guys have? I love all the questions coming in. I'm having a great time. We started this conversation talking about strategy, story, state, story, strategy. Now we're all over the place. All right, got another question in. Sarah Sinks, thanks for your question. When you talk about purpose, is it okay to have personal connections as your purpose, i.e. stay-at-home mom for a season? Sarah, it doesn't have to be just a season. I mean, that could be your purpose for however long you want to be. Being a mom, a stay-at-home mom, like, are you kidding me? My mom helped me do so many cool things. I want to have the mindset I have, the connections, like it's a very worthwhile purpose to be. If that's your purpose, to be a stay-at-home mom, like, I freaking love that. If that gets you going and puts you in flow states, and that's something that you could do, that's awesome. So I absolutely think it's okay to have be a stay-at-home mom and that personal connection as your purpose. If it ever gets to the point where like kids have left and that kind of stuff, and it's time for a new season, if that's what you're kind of talking about, then absolutely at that point you could shift. I actually just filmed, I'll give you guys the behind the scenes a little bit. I just filmed a piece of content that we're going to be posting soon about specifically like feeling behind, right? And one of the things I talk about there is that there are people that find their purpose at 50, right? There are people that find their purpose at 60, right? It's crazy. So absolutely. KFC, that dude, freaking KFC, that man is 73. Are you kidding me? So yes, Sarah, 100%, and I support it. If you're feeling living in purpose, absolutely do what you got to do. Thank you for your question. That's awesome. Any follow-ups, let me know. Purpose is a huge piece of the hero's body as well. Or sorry, of our hero's methodology. It's a fun time. Any other questions? Purpose is one of my favorite. We should talk purpose on here. We have, when we work with people, we have a purpose process called the conceive process that helps you become neurologically addicted to your purpose. So it's a fun time. It works really, really well with your dopamine system, your norepinephrine system. Got it from a guy called Stephen Coulter and Peter Diamandis. Love those guys. It's awesome. So, and that's how you can create an NTP, massively transformative purpose. Like for me, my purpose is help others create happiness, find happiness and purpose in their life, and then create a human AI operating system to unite humanity and shift human evolution. Thanks, man. Can you please add subtitle to your live? Thank you. Sure. What's I guess when you say subtitle, what do you mean by that? Because I titled it. Maybe I'm missing something. I need to learn how to be more than just a wife, Cassandra. Yes, it would. I'm happy to share the link for you as well if you'd like, so that you can check it out. And it would get you a one-on-one with me as well. So that would be helpful. There you go. Put that in there for you, Cassandra. All right, I got some more questions on here. Love your hairstyle. Thank you. Appreciate it. Humphrey, can some narcissistic behavior stem from not having boundaries and craving control in your own life? Oh, English subtitle, and you speak fast. Got it, got it. I don't know if you can do that in live. Can I do subtitles in my live? Because that would be awesome. Let's see. Comments, settings. Yeah, I don't think I can do that on a live. There's got to be some chat GPT tool that could help with this, though. All right, sorry. Yeah, I saw some people do that. All right, I'll have to check that out. There's got to be a way to do it. I'll figure it out. I'll figure out a way to do it. King Mo 1. I'll figure out a way to do that. That's a great, I'll try to talk slower. I get excited. Can't help myself. I'm pumped up when I get to talk with people like this. All right, can some narcissistic behavior stem from not having boundaries and craving control in your own life? Possibly. Like a self-protecting mechanism is almost what it sounds like you're alluding to. I guess, could you be more clear in your question, Ollie? You didn't see earlier, my dog has to go outside. That's all these random noises you guys are hearing. She's right down here, being loud and letting me know. But if you could be more specific, because not having boundaries and craving control, the control makes a lot of sense. Boundaries, they go back and forth. That sounds more like a people-pleasing behavior. So, Kate, give me some more details on that. Ollie? Sorry. You can hear this dog whining. I apologize. If you guys haven't already, though, go check out the Anxious to Action Challenge. It's on it's in our bio, links in our bio. It'll be a great time. It's private, live with me. You get a one-on-one with me. It's cool. Love to see you guys there. In fact, I'm about to hop on. I'm about to hop on live right now with our current Anxious to Action Challenge participants. So if you haven't done that already, go check the link in our bio or DM me. Happy to answer your guys' question. I get to all my DMs. It takes time sometimes, but I get to them. So appreciate y'all. Got to hop off here, but thanks so much.